So this is my TSP meter here, and when you pop this guy off, right here on the opposing side onto the actual like throttle body is this little ring here, which had inside of it this little guy, which broke obviously. So I've taken these nylon washers and I had to take out the middle, but I couldn't drill it because it ended up like this, just destroyed, utterly useless to me. So I had to just hand twizzle it out ever. So I wanted to do 2 of them as I just started on that one. This is the end result. It's much thinner than that one, and it should it's got to fit right into the middle of this. And then fit to the end here. So that's what I'm going to do now. Slip that in there, and I assume it's just like a washer bearing. And then you know, 2 bolt, put it back on the TSP. So I'm going to do that now. Alrighty, so a little bit of love and grace. I got that black ring out here, and that light ring in there. You see, that's the one I just fabricated. It's the one that was broken. It was tight, but this thing spins, so I expect it to relieve any excess and become loosey-goosey in there again. But I'm going to tighten in the thing that keeps it from popping out of there. And no matter what, it's just little tiny bits of plastic, and it'll be fine. Should be fine. And there is a nice paint mark on here. Helps me orient. Paint mark there. Put this guy on there because you'll see that bar's got to be crisscrossing that, so it'll make that thing actually grab and notify what the throttle's doing. And then I gotta just pop our all inside. So once I get this little knick-knack on, next step would be these hoses down in there in the motor, and then put all the bolts in. Well, that's the next thing you'll see me do. Alright, so this is how I supported it. Just a little strap to over there, just hold her up a little bit. So this is where the throttle body goes. 2 upper pieces to those little guys. This is what mounts to the actual and this goes to the manifold. This opposing side, of course, this is the side that goes to the air intake over here. So to get things straight in my head as well, this is my throttle cable. Goes to the back side. These are my 1 and 2. I don't know exactly what those do, but it is to my IAC unit. And those 2 pipes are down there. One is the back one. The other one I got out of the way down here. Got my little finger on it right here. This is the other one. And of course all the other lines. These are the upper lines. And there is the plug for the IAC, which is this guy down here. Boom, boom. And a plug up top, which is this guy here. This is the TSP. So we're gonna put that all together. I think I'm gonna do the 2 bottom hoses first. And this guy do boom, boom, and that'll kind of help it hold into position. But then we'll talk about bolting it. All right. So I put in the main 4 bolts. Another one down there, trust me. And then there's a 5th bolt down here. This one down here is the first one you put in, because you got to slip in this little metal guy right in here, which helps seal these 2 together well, and without overdoing that one. So I numbered these the last time I took this off, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I actually know how much to torque them, because the numbers will come up and then it'll go a little bit past that. I also oriented the air intake, and all I gotta do now is hook up my throttle control, plug in my guys, my IC, and my TPS, sorry, let's get that fucked up. Plug in this, which is just a vacuum line as far as I can tell, and I also taped and labeled these because these have a distinction A, E, and P. And so right now it's loosey-goosey because I didn't want to tie anything up until I have everything where it needs to be, and then I'll torque it all just like, you know, the tires. It'll crisscross, and then I'll tighten them all up in sequence after that. So even this one down here is loosely in. Well, it's in, but it's not solid. So I've got my 2 lines here and back in here. You can barely see. Those are the 2 inlets I showed you earlier. And then that's it. I mean, I just gotta tighten everything down and put in the throttle cable, and we're ready to go. Start up and see what happens. Alright, so everything's plugged in. Vacuum lines, TPS, IAC, its 2 lines, the 1, 2, 3, and number 4 is down in there, 4, and down below that, IAC bolt, 5 bolts in, line, and my throttle cable is on. Just gotta put in the air intake that runs along here and into here. This is the, well, it's another sensor I know you can clean out. I may do that later today. And, yeah, I think I may take this off for 15 minutes, reset the motor to what I've done, and I may not, though. I'm out of time. I just gotta hook her up, start her up, see what happens. Alright, everything's back together. Just gotta do this weird thing. You gotta put this very bottom end down and underneath this line, dip it down, swoop it under it over here into here, then you wiggle it back and forth, and you figure out a way to get it in there. It's pretty tight in here. It's squishing up on this stuff here. It's not, obviously this is aftermarket, so it's gonna do weird shit like that. And then just connect up this line, and everything's together. Just gotta start her up, see what she sounds like. So let's do it. That's enough. It's already running lower idle. So I'm gonna unplug the 1 TSP meter and see if it drops in idle or raises. Should raise, most likely. That's very little change, if any. Well, leave it's fixed. Let's go for a drive. Alright, so everything's running really well right now. Basically, what was happening was anytime I took it out of gear, which I will do hopefully in a second. Alright, so out of gear. Oh, it's doing it now. So I think it is that TPS meter. No matter what, I didn't try to fix it. It was working for a second there. It was dipping it all.